Hello, welcome back to Total Spotfest. I'm Jamie. There's JJ, and with us we have an amazing guest, one who should be sponsored by Busch Light, the Perminator himself, Sam Beale.
Yeah.
Woo! What's up, baby? I love how you said that I should be sponsored by Busch Light because I should. Busch Light, you need to hook a brother up because I already show you off to everybody and crack open some Busch lattes for everybody to see and drink. So I think you guys, we go hand in hand like this, two peas in a pod. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. It's gonna be fun.
Awesome. Well, it's great. It's great to have you here, Sam. We've gotten to see you quite a bit lately because I know you have become somewhat of a staple here at our favorite local indie production at Journey Pro. We're going to get to that in just a little bit here, but I know we've admired you from afar on TV and the internet before, so it's great to see you and great to have you on here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We do appreciate you guys for giving us some of your time as well. So let's get right into it. So we were talking just before we started recording here a little bit about Sam Beale because yes, the Busch Light is very much on it, and the perm, and I gotta get right to the point though. I'm sorry, I have to do this because it just has to be happens. Nickelback for entrance music. Are you a Nickelback fan? Like legit?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
I still
It's
like
not a
you.
gimmick. Nickelback's awesome.
Okay.
Like Rockstar, that's like an absolute banger. It's one of my go-to karaoke songs. How You Remind Me, Saving Me, dude. There's numerous bangers. If you hate on Nickelback, honestly, you're doing it just to be a part of the crowd. How about you do yourself a favor and step out, and like let's just come to reality here and tell everybody how great Nickelback truly is.
Now, I will give anybody their fair shot, 100%. That is my thing. Even country, which I'm not a fan of, I'll give a try. I'll give that try for it. And truth be told, like there are other unpopular opinions out there that I have gotten along with. Like I will fight anybody. There are some good Creed songs. That first Creed album was not too bad, which which will make
Sweet.
Yeah. If people dog on Creed too, put them in the same breath. I've tried Nickelback. I just can't get to it. I'm sorry, man. But I appreciate your fervor for it. But it's just okay. All right. I just had to make sure. I was like, okay. I still like
So, so then I'd like to have a follow up. Then, what are some other bands that you enjoy listening to?
Myself. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch. I'm like very like open to all kinds of music. Like I love it all. Like I love country's probably my go-to. I would say
Okay.
I'm more of a country, but I love alternative music. I love like kind of softer, poppier, like alternative music. But yeah, I'm all over the place. Like I can go from one of my favorite bands is Mayday Parade. If you've ever heard of them, dude, I love Mayday Parade.
Parade's great.
Yeah, I mean, like it's just anybody and everybody. Like I could sit here and name 20 different artists that come up all the time on my music. Like Luke Combs, he's my favorite country artist. There's a new guy named Matt Mason who's been freaking catching my eye. He's got so many good songs, but like I said, like I'm all across the board when it comes to music. So it's fun, dude. I love music. I love dissecting the lyrics of it and just like kind of really interpreting their story that they wrote, like in my own terms, if that makes sense.
Do you get to go to a lot of concerts? Or do you like going? I mean, COVID did a thing to that for a little bit there, but I mean, are you a big concert goer, or are you more just kind of like a enjoying it on your own time sort of guy?
Absolutely, I'm a huge concert guy. I actually, like you said, COVID kind of ruined it a little bit. I used to go to concerts literally like it felt like every month I'd have a new concert that I'm going to. But last or 2 weekends ago was like the first concert I actually went to in a very long time.
Oh, okay.
Since COVID. Nah, there was one other. So I've only been to two. It was a Brothers Osborne at our local zoo here in Toledo. And then a couple of weeks ago, I went to a country festival had a bunch of different country
Oh, that's
artists. Cool. Yeah, it was really fun.
I've been to.
Ironically enough,
Uh-huh.
That festival is the reason why I have a perm mullet.
That's
It
why.
really is. Yeah, it really is.
Oh.
Me and my buddies all made a pact to grow out our hairs to a mullet for the country concert,
Okay.
and then so it was like in 2019 was when it was the last, or it was right after the festival in 2019. So we had to wait the whole year. Well, then COVID hit, so they canceled the festival, and then like I was the only one who stuck to growing out the mullet.
Committed.
So yeah, I was committed. I mean, and then it just became who I am. So now it's like I don't know, like I could not. I look back at pictures of what I looked like beforehand, and I'm just like, who is that guy? Like that's not.
Yeah, it's like when I shaved off my beard, Jamie, because I shaved off my beard after the Blues won the Stanley Cup, and I hadn't been clean shaven since '97. So yeah. Do what?
He looked like Mr. Burns. Like,
I know you weren't. That's okay though. So my whole life, one time, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I've been to 2 concerts since the pandemic had hit. So was it early in the year? Or was it? I can't remember. It was late last year, early this year. But went to a metal show here that originally we had tickets for. Like the week that everything, like the world died. Like that week, we were going to go see Dance Gavin Dance and Veil of Maya and all that stuff, and it's like, so that got canceled. But then I had a credit because it got rescheduled once, and then eventually they came back. So like, okay, so me and my friends, we got tickets for that and went to it, and that was cool. But then a little over a month ago, I went down to Dallas. You said you're a fan of alt band. You ever heard of a band called Flicker Stick? They're from the early 2000s.
I have not. No.
It's not a super well known band.
Join the club.
They won a TV show on VH1 back in 2000, 2001 called Bands on the Run. It was kind of like The Amazing Race for independent bands. Anyway, they won it.
Oh, yeah.
This is just an early 2000s alt band, but I just became me and a buddy of mine from college, like we just became the biggest fans of them because it's one of the best live shows I've ever seen in my life. So we loved them to death. They broke up, they ran into record label issues and things like that, whatever. But they had a 1 weekend only reunion show in Dallas, which is where they're from, and it's like we bought tickets like pre-sale, got it. So I went down there, saw it, and I'll tell you what, live music, man, there's nothing like it. It was one of the best experiences of my life. I'm with you, dude.
Live music is unbelievable. Like it's and here's the thing, that festival that I was talking about, it's called Festival. That's the thing. It sucks because like you buy the general admission tickets and you can go stand wherever you want. So we go right up to the stage.
Absolutely.
So and why wouldn't you? Like it's amazing. But the thing that sucks is that like then you have like the solo concerts that aren't like festivals, and you're like, well, I have to spend the money. Like I have to be that close. Like it's not good if I sit back in the bandstands. Like,
right.
The sweat dripping off them and freaking act like they're singing to me. It's amazing. I love being that close for concerts.
Yeah. Me and Jamie got tickets to this concert. We're gonna eventually go one day.
Someday.
we got tickets for Rage Against the Machine for them and Run the Jewels right before COVID hit as well, and I still have them. They just keep getting pushed back. So next March, hopefully we'll finally get to see them live. We got GA tickets too. Yeah.
How sweet were they?
Say what?
Dance Gavin Dance, you said?
They were 6/7 of them was great because the lead singer came down with like laryngitis like that morning, and he's the falsetto guy. So it's like they got a guy to fill in, but it wasn't quite the same. They were still put on. I mean, everybody else went like double effort to make it a good show. The good thing is that the other bands were amazing, but unfortunately, it wasn't the full Dance Gavin Dance experience because you didn't actually have the lead singer there. So it was fine. It kind of sucks.
My buddy's big fans of Dance Gavin Dance.
Oh, I love them. I love them to death.
They're pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're definitely unique. Jamie, I think Jamie's heard a little bit of it. He's like, okay,
it's fine. It's different. Like
it's different. That's for sure.
I enjoy Poppy over that personally. I'm a Poppy guy.
Poppy'd be a great show.
Oh, Poppy would be a great show. I mean, Triple H seems to think so. Um, he's had her on what 10 times it feels like. All right, so okay, so you're a country guy. I have to ask this question.
Yeah.
My wife is really big into country, and she's doing her hardest to get me to listen to country finally after 22 years of marriage. And there's this guy named Jelly Roll. Are you a fan of the Jelly Roll?
I have no idea who that. I mean, I've heard of him, but I've never listened to any of his music. So no, I will say I'm not a fan of the Jelly
Yeah,
Roll.
he's got some Son of a Sinner song. I guess it's like really big.
That
She's
does
like, oh, you need to
not
listen to
look
this.
like a country music singer. Oh my god.
No,
Yeah.
I've never heard any of his songs. But like you said, I've heard of him. So I know of him. Don't know any of his songs. But
Okay. I didn't know. I'm like, I don't even know, like, because she's trying. So I'm like, I'll just ask somebody who listens to country because I don't.
she wants to
All right.
listen to Jelly Roll.
Yeah. She's like, you should try Jelly Roll. And then, well, she knows I like the bluesy stuff. So, like, In the Orange, there's some song called, like, In the Orange. It's solid. Like, it's very bluesy. Like, I like bluesy, like, I'm a Zeppelin guy and stuff like that. So I appreciate the blues.
Is
But,
that by Zach Bryan?
yeah.
I think that's by Zach Bryan. Yeah, people are into Zach Bryan right now. He's a hot commodity. He's a real he's an indie country guy. So like
Okay.
he's getting a lot of buzz.
So he's like the Effie of country music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just googled Jelly Roll. I was not expecting that. He looks like a. This is a terrible analogy, but he looks like a double XL Post Malone. I didn't expect that many face tattoos for a country music singer. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Hey, you know.
But hey, bluesy I could get down with.
Sure.
See, that's kind of
Yes.
I like. I said I'm not a huge country guy. I like old school stuff though. I mean, Johnny Cash I don't think is country because it's just Johnny fucking Cash, right?
Yeah.
But I kind of like the
transcends
old
music.
I kind of like to dig the old stuff, which is kind of weird because it's like so country, right? Conway Twitty and all that, like really twangy shit, like real because it's just it's so unique. But if I do listen to country, I do like some of the more bluesy esque stuff, because I am big into blues, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So let's pivot away from music. Are you a movie guy, TV guy?
I would say I'm more of a TV show guy. I prefer those. I do like movies. It just depends. Like they have to strike me and it's hard. That's the thing that sucks about it. Is like they're so hard to pick. But they all like give you that little summary or that little like clip or trailer or whatever you want to call it, and like you're like, oh, that could be good. And then like you go to the next one and you're like, oh, that could be good. So you're sitting there for like an hour and a half looking for a movie to watch when you should have just picked one. So I think that's the problem with movies. I mean, I'm definitely going to say 100% I'm a TV show guy compared to a movie guy because TV shows like draw me in and then I get a connection to like the characters and it's more than just an hour and a half or 2 hours that I get that connection. So I think that's why some of my favorite movies are like a part of long series, if that makes sense.
What are your favorite movies then?
So my favorite movie isn't I just ironically just like double standard myself because my favorite movie is Step Brothers. It's the best movie.
Okay.
It's so funny.
Right.
It's so funny. Like I could literally rewatch it and quote the movie for years and years and years. But I like that one. I'm a big fan of Star Wars, so like right now I'm in a Star Wars buff. I've been rocking every single thing. Like me and my fiance just watched Rogue One last night, and like watching Darth Vader at the end of that movie is like
so good.
It's like, God, you are the shit, man. Like, you're awesome.
Let's stay on that for a second here because you're talking to two big Star Wars fans. One of them with a Star Wars tattoo. Just saying.
I have two lightsabers up above me.
Yeah, but we have slightly different opinions about the entirety of the canon. Let's put it that way. Our most fervent love is for the same thing, the original trilogy, obviously, right? but I'm definitely more of a complete canon guy, and Jamie is more selective. Let me say it that way. Okay.
Yeah.
What were your?
What do you mean by?
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
No,
Oh,
no.
I was gonna say, like, what do you mean by complete canon? Like, you love the whole story?
I like everything. I like, Clone Wars and
Yeah.
Rebels and,
Yeah.
I don't love the prequels, but I agree they have their place in the storyline. Most all the TV shows, I didn't like Boba Fett, but even me and him disagree on Obi-Wan series.
Did not like
I
it.
like the sequels, and I know a lot of people dog on them a bit. I did like the sequels. I think the third one could. I have really deep thoughts on, how they came about producing them, but I do like them. I generally don't dislike a lot of Star Wars stuff, and I understand its place in the thing. And Jamie is a little more fervent on his love. Let's just say it that way.
I am very connected to 4, 5, and 6. Like, there's not much more. Mandalorian transcends it because Mandalorian is amazing, but we could definitely talk about that. But like Rogue One didn't do much for me because I didn't need that story.
It's one of my
I didn't need that
favorites of all
story.
time.
And that's the thing. Like, it's not a bad movie. Don't get me wrong. It is a good movie. Everybody gives me shit about it all the time. It's a good movie.
But to
But
bring it up,
I didn't need it. I didn't need it. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, oh, why would we need the backstory of this? Like, I felt like it's just a cash grab.
What do you mean backstory? It's the backstory of how they blew up the Death Star. They got the plans to blow up the Death Star.
Mon Mothma said in 4 that a lot of good people died for this information. This is who died.
Yeah. And then they're coming out with a new series, Andor, so you're gonna get all that leads up to Rogue One. I'm pumped for that.
You see the trailers for that? That looks so good, man.
Absolutely.
I'll watch it.
I'm with you. I can understand kind of your concept, and like it is tough, like because there is just so much content.
There's a lot,
but I think it's really fun to dive into that different content and really like holy crap. And I think it's cool because it is a hard thing to do because all of these movies were already made, like the 1 through 9, they were like, or 1 through 6, and they were already made. So like nowadays they're trying to spin off of all that. So they have to like keep it all aligned, but they're also making new content and new stories. So I think it's awesome. I personally, I'm also a big Star Wars nerd, so that makes it makes it fun for me. I loved Obi-Wan. 1, because I'm a huge Obi-Wan guy. He's one of my favorite.
I have a
2,
lightsaber.
2,
it's your first lightsaber.
my fiance fall in love with Star Wars, and I got to show.
That's a win.
That's a W for me. I mean, I'm eating dubs right there because we've been started watching actually ever since it came out. We've watched some sort of like something with Star Wars almost like every night. Like we went through all 9 episodes, and because we started at 1, so this was awesome. We started at 1, and when we got to 3, when Anakin dies and he turns him into Darth Vader, she was blown away. She was like, "Wait, Anakin's Darth Vader?" Like,
she didn't know. Oh,
yeah. 3 days after, she was like texting me. She's like, "This is still wild. I can't believe Darth Vader's Anakin." So yeah, that's why I love Obi-Wan. It's one of my favorites.
So
go ahead, Jamie. Go ahead.
Here's my problem with Obi-Wan. Here we go. Here's my problem with Obi-Wan. Who is supposed to be the baddest Sith of all time? Darth Vader, right? Like, he's supposed to be the baddest. Obi-Wan twice made him look like a bitch.
He's his master. He's the one that... It's still Anakin.
But then he loses so easy at
him.
4. He loses so easy at 4 because
he was old and decrepit, and it's time to pass along.
So was Anakin.
He was time to pass along. Well, he's not. He's at least 15 years older than Anakin. Okay, first
it just pisses me off that they made freaking Vader look like a bitch. That was my whole problem with it. Like, it was fine until the very end. Like, oh, here he is, leaves him in a heap, and he walks away. Like, no. The lore from 4 is he thinks he's dead. Like, he thinks he's dead. And now all of a sudden, now he knows he's alive. Like, it messes with 4 for me. Like, that's the thing that really drove me nuts. Like, the lore is he thought he was dead.
Well,
that's fair.
There could be season 2. You never know.
Really?
Yeah.
I love
Like
it.
for
Go
for
ahead.
Star Wars for me though, here we go. I'm going on my tangent now.
That's fine.
Star Wars for me is I would like to see in the universe, but different stuff. Like that doesn't have to affect the canon. Like talk about Knights of the Old Republic, which is one of my favorite video games, a long time ago. That was so much fun. Like Darth Revan and talk about things like that. Or origin stories of people you've never heard of that had a very small role, but things like that. Like go to different planets, go to different things that are
Well,
in the Star Wars universe.
and
Like
they're
Mandalorian. That's what I
doing
love about Mandalorian.
is different, right? But it's still even slightly connected to the to the Skywalker saga. They're talking about doing that because the Acolyte series. You heard about the Acolyte series they're doing, Sam?
Yeah, I did actually. I was so not too long ago. I was looking up like all of this new things that are coming out and like what they could be doing. Yeah, I saw that.
That one, because it's supposed to take place, Jamie, in the time of the Old Republic. So that could be really cool. And maybe and they haven't said for sure, but it kind of they kind of tease that it might even be a Dark Revan thing. Which yes, please. But also,
the
I know
story is captivating to me.
Taika Waititi, and that's not how you say his name. I can never pronounce the dude's name. Just say it whenever you can think of it, Jamie, because I don't get it. I get it wrong. The guy who did Thor, right? He's doing a Star Wars movie that's supposed to be outside of the regular story. It's just another story within the canon. So it's cool.
See, I like that idea of like picking a character that doesn't have that big of a background story, but he did play a little part. Like even like one of the Jedis like that got killed during Order 66. Like take one of them and like show them of how they became a Jedi or something like that. Like that could be fun. Like I do like the idea of getting away from canon, but I do. Oh, dog! My dog just off.
He wants to be on camera. It's okay.
But no, I like the idea of tying everything together though. That's like one thing that I love about Star Wars, and I love about like even Marvel, like how they did that with Endgame when all of these superheroes came together.
Yeah.
Or like Order 66 where you see all these Jedis freaking getting killed, but like they all come together. That's something that I'm a big fan of.
Same. I did enjoy that aspect of Obi-Wan, like after Order 66. I did enjoy that. It's just the very end just pissed me off. That was the thing. It was solid, and it pissed me off. And then Boba Fett was just not good. Like I'm sorry, Boba was just...
Boba Fett yet, so
it's a story that didn't really go anywhere and didn't really need to happen because it's just kind of like I think it's like they just threw it together because it was like Boba Fett's back from Mandalorian, right? And it's like do something with him. Do something with this character who originally had 3 lines in the original movies but was a cult hero. Let's
turn him face, everybody. Let's turn him face, even though he's been like ultimate heel. You know, makes no sense. No sense. It's like if MJF went face. I don't even know where he is. Like he's with Carmen Sandiego right now. We don't even know where he's at. All right. So you said you're more of a TV guy, though. So what are some of your go-to TV shows?
So my 2 favorites are How I Met Your Mother. Like I've seen that movie or that TV show. My bad. At least 12 times through. Like each. That's how much I love that show. I've seriously finished the series, and it's like 9 seasons or 8 seasons, one of the two. And I'll finish the season or series, and then I'll start back over again because that's just how much.
Okay.
It's awesome. Like I said about like creating or bonds with all the characters. It's something that I did easily with them. Like Marshall is amazing. Like he would be like my best friend. I think Barney's hilarious. Like everything he does in the show, and then his progression throughout it, it's amazing. Ted's awesome too. I feel like Ted gets a lot of like hate, but he's still freaking awesome. Like he's funny, and he's like the best of both Marshall and Barney. Like
that's fair.
So it's good. And then I mean Robin and Lily, they have their place in it too. Like they're awesome as well. Like Lily's funny and like the mom of the group, while Robin's like the the one that everybody's trying to get with, but like she's still funny and like a badass, like a tomboy kind of deal. But yeah, I love How I Met Your Mother. I can, like I said, I can watch it. Probably gonna watch it tonight now that I'm talking about it.
There you go, setting you off.
Yeah. But the second show, and this is one that I will recommend to everybody and anybody that I would love for you guys to watch, because it's phenomenal and it's captivated me the moment I turned it on when I was on Netflix, and it's The 100. I don't know if you guys
seen every episode, love it to death.
It's solid.
Dude. Oh my God, it's so amazing.
I love that show. I'm so glad you said that. This show does not get enough respect, I don't feel.
It's a solid show.
It's so good. Like I remembered I remember it was like right before COVID or right like during COVID when we were all watching a bunch of TV and stuff. I found that series, and I'm not kidding you. I would stay up until the sun freaking came up around, because I would just stay up watching that show. And when the final episode aired, I remember it. We were driving to a show in Chicago. It was like 5 or 6 of us. And I'm sitting there watching it on my phone with my Beats on. And I'm literally crying with 4 other dudes in the car. I'm literally crying just because of how freaking much I loved the show, and to see it all end, and like,
so good.
Oh, it was incredible.
I have cried over media more times than anybody would have guessed. Like I'm an easy crier. I mean, you know, I have no shame in admitting that. You know, it's like, you know, especially in the last few years, right? But no, I definitely like I get that, like I'm not gonna lie, I can't watch Endgame without crying. I can't.
Oh.
I can't. When Tony died, I can't keep it in. It just goes, right? But
yeah,
I respect that. No, that I remember, because I saw that show live, or I had to watch live, because you know, I have, you know, my TV and, you know, contract and all that stuff, and I'm still one of those guys. I'm not a complete cord cutter, so I still got, you know, cable contract, and, you know, I record a bunch of stuff and then I'll watch them all later. I remember that came out, like, it looks kind of cool, I'll check it out. But the pilot, and like, they got me, and that first season was amazing. It was like, wow, and they kept getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and didn't like. A lot of times when you run, what they do? 6 seasons, 7, 6 seasons.
That one was 8. I know for a fact that 8.
Because usually you get past the 3rd season and things start to kind of waver a little bit. They might have to bring it back in to wrap it up. I didn't feel like that. They kept like adding levels and layers to it,
and then it all came back around to make sense and lead together. I will say there is a season in there where there is a lull and you have to barrel through it. Like, it's like one season, but it still like gives you that little bit of snippet here and there.
I think I know what you're talking about. That's the one where they had to find a way to get to space to save life back on Earth, right?
Yeah, it is actually that. That one was a little bit of a lull, but at the same time, like, it threw like these bones at you that you like still wanted more, and you still were like, all right, I want to see where this goes. And then I will say this with 100% confidence: that final season, each episode got better and better and better. Like, I was like, how are they going to top themselves? Oh, just like, okay, I'll take it.
Have you seen the whole series, Jamie?
I have not finished it. No, I've only watched like the first 3 or 4 seasons, and then I ended up getting tied off. Like, I'm still behind on like Lock and Key and a whole bunch of others. Like, I need to catch up on
it's a time commitment for sure. Jamie's got 4 daughters, so, you know, one of which is feuding with you, by the way. I don't know if you knew that, Sam, or not, but we're going to talk about that in a moment here. But no, it's like it's well worth it. We won't spoil it for you, but it goes in a direction, if you're only like the 4th season in, that you would be surprised if I told you where it went, like where they end up. If you come in like before going through the path to get there, right, Sam? Because then you're like, wait, what?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. I've written it down. I will commit to it.
Definitely, I suggest it. I know you will love it.
Are you a Stranger Things guy?
I was like, I loved the first season. I thought the second season was okay. The 3rd season, I started to watch it, and I just was like, meh. I guess
this season was amazing.
Yeah, I guess I should give it a chance, because, you know,
I must be the only one. I really liked the 3rd season. I
enjoyed the hell out of the third season.
I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the mall, but I loved the third season.
It brought back memories because we're old as fuck.
Yeah,
so
like you said, like you've already said, Sam, we're old as shit. We're used to it by now. It's okay.
Yeah, fine. We both had rat tails at one point in our life. It's fine.
Yeah, you're older though.
I am older than you by 4 months. 6 months. 6 months. Whatever.
Old man.
All right. So
go ahead.
Go, JJ.
No, okay,
no, go, JJ.
I made mention of it, and I want to talk here. So, and we've seen you in Journey Pro now several times. You know, and it's great to. I think it's great to see you. You know, we were excited to see you. For one, I know there was a little bit of a. I don't want to say a failure to launch, but you were billed for several shows that we couldn't end up getting you in here. Scheduling things, there are some commission things. Fuck the commission. We have to do that. It's obligatory. But you've been here for the past couple, you know, for our past few shows, whatever. This last show, we were sitting front row, front and center, and there was 2 girls there. One of them had glasses on. And did you know you have a new mortal enemy?
No, but I tend to have that. Like, I tend to go places and just say random things, and then all of a sudden everybody hates me, and I'm just like, huh? What did I do?
Yeah, but like, she loved it though. Like, that's the thing. Like, you want to get the reaction out of people, obviously. Like, no reaction means not good. And you definitely got a reaction out of her. And the fact you kept calling her Four Eyes, she was cracking up because Homegirl can give some shit too. Like, she is definitely my daughter. And like, on our way out, she made it a point to go over there and give you shit about calling her Four Eyes. I thought that was great. I'm like, I'm a proud dad right now.
Yeah, no, that was funny. I remember she came over to the merch table and I had my glasses on. She's like, "Who you called me Four Eyes and you're Four Eyes or something like that." Yeah, I took them off while she looked away. I said, "I don't talk about. I don't have glasses."
Supreme follow through. Love it.
Yeah, this was her first indie show. I've taken her to an AEW show, but this is her first independent. But this is Audrey's second one, the smaller of my two. She's the one who kept going ape shit for Anaya. You probably couldn't hear her, but she's just like, she loves the Howlets, like ridiculous. Like, she is super mark for the Howlets. Like, I didn't do anything about it. They're great.
Yeah,
they're absolutely great. So, speaking of wrestling, let's just go ahead and get into a little bit of wrestling. I feel like
we got it.
It's about that time. So you, my friend, have been kind of all over the United States a little bit, and you've been on one of the premier wrestling shows that are out there in Impact Wrestling.
I know, yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. Like, all of last year, basically, I was able to be, you know, part of the spotlight at Impact. I was used regularly on TV for better part of a year, and it was phenomenal, man. I can't thank them enough for looking at this freaking curly headed dude and saying he's got something, and then they gave it to me, and I rolled with it. It was an incredible time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it was great, you know, because I've been. We both, but I mean, I definitely have been, you know, a big proponent of Impact Wrestling. You know, I think that, you know, just because they give the stories the chance, you know, I think that some other promotions might not, you know. You're a great example of that, you know, and you had you in a faction there with Brian Myers for a long time, and then you fell out and you're going against him, and that was cool. And then, but you know, it was just really cool. And I know that now you're not with him, you're going around or whatever, but would you like to see yourself go back to Impact, should they ask, or is there any other ones that you have an eyeball on, you know, any others, like, you know, areas that you want to get to, maybe, you know, PWG or Premier or Mexico, Japan, like what are your like next, you know, goals that you want to kind of like, you know, get to?
I mean, yeah, first and foremost, I want to just put it out there, like, Impact Wrestling is phenomenal. Like, I can't put them over enough. Like, everybody on their roster is so good and so talented, and I think they could all be world champions. Like, and they're just so great people. So many great people, dude.
Awesome.
It was incredible. I met so many of my best friends in wrestling through Impact, and like so many people that like really helped me. And like you were saying, like they give stories a chance. I mean, if we're gonna be honest, I believe that our story could have lasted a little bit longer. I think it got cut a little short, but that's fine. Like, I mean, they still gave it the legs, and really, it was super like authentic to Impact Wrestling. Like, yeah, we've seen the student and teacher game like story
Right.
a lot, but ours was just a different feel. Like, it was just different. I don't think you saw the things that we were doing, whether it be like the little vignettes me and Brian were doing, or like us having matches where he was, you know, coaching me from the sidelines, or I was sideline coaching him from the sidelines, taking notes, not coaching, but like taking notes.
The note taking was
Like,
great. It was so good.
yeah, it was just authentic, and it was awesome. Like, it was great to hear random people tell me like, wow, that's my favorite thing that's going on Impact. Like, it's the most entertaining thing. So that was really cool. Like, to have that moment and to learn and be a part of something really, really fun is something that I can hold on to for the rest of my life, you know? But as for like next goals, next things, like I really just want to keep getting better in the ring by myself, and like kind of honing my craft all over the place. Like, one of my main goals in wrestling, like I have three goals, and I say this every single time somebody asks me about goals. And if I get those three, like, then I had a successful career. It doesn't matter how much money I make, where I do it, whatever. I want to wrestle in all 50 states. I think that would be awesome. I think yeah, that would be my number one goal. One of my number one goals. I want to wrestle in front of my kids one day. That would be freaking incredible. Like I said, like these are all goals that, like, if I do them, I had a successful career. And then the final one would be to leave some sort of a legacy, you know, whether it be like, you know, winning a bunch of titles, or captivating the fans, or just entertaining people in some way or shape or form, that somebody takes it upon themselves and like, I want to make a documentary about this guy. Like,
Cool.
let's do something cool with this. So those are like the three main goals for my career. But as for like short-term goals and like things I kind of like am looking forward to, like, you know, within the year or within the next couple of years, is like I really want to wrestle out in California. I want to wrestle in Florida, and I want to wrestle in Boston. And I'd like to go on AEW and like debut there, or like if Impact like asks me back, like I would love to go back there. As for like the TV kind of goals, like I really don't care where I go, or like what happens with that. I just want them to see something in me and like give me an opportunity, and I'm worth it, you know. But yeah, like those are kind of goals that I guess I'm working towards at the moment. I know I kind of just went on a tangent, but
No, that's great.
goals.
I'm trying to imagine that perm in the Florida humidity.
oh, it would be big.
You like blowout.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun though.
Be a little large. Be large and in charge. So yeah, so this year so far already, obviously you've been Journey Pro a few times. You've done GCW, by the looks of it. OWA, of course. Would you consider, like, because you're based out of Ohio, right?
Yeah, I'm from a little town called Rossford, Ohio, that's really close to Toledo. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. So then, yeah. So would you say, what would you call? Do you have a home promotion?
So we're actually starting up a promotion here in Toledo. So it's going to be right.
Cool.
It's called Universal All Pro Wrestling, UAPW. I want to say they're going to try and stream on Twitch, which would be awesome. So like that's going to be my home promotion. But I would say up in Monroe we have IWR, which is Insane Wrestling Revolution. Rhino is kind of the leader of that one. But I would say that's my home promotion right now, where a lot of people can like just come watch me, and like that are my family and stuff. But I'll say this right now, and like I know this is like you guys being like from there and like whatever, like this is your kind of home promotion. There is no better feeling than coming to Journey Pro. That is my home away from home. I say it every time I come there.
One of us.
Dude, I love it, man. So awesome. Like the people there are fantastic. You fans love to get rowdy and have some fun. I love to get rowdy and have fun. So you guys are right up my alley. So when I finally get the W after I, got rid of the deadbeat Dallas, when I
Good
get a
choice
W,
there, by the way.
we're gonna be shot.
Me and Dallas have a thing going on. So yeah, good choice.
Dude, okay. So I will say this: when you beat, I'm hoping it's gonna be Weekend at Journeys 2. It's like when the blow off is for this. It hasn't been announced. I'm assuming that's what it is. But once you get the dub, I will have a couple Busch Lights right by us, and we can shotgun the beers right after the win. Like, I will give you one. We'll pop them and just rock them.
Absolutely. When I win, when it's going to happen, and when I win, we are definitely shotgunning some brewskis. Busch lattes, especially, right
Absolutely.
over the loop body. Okay. I'm pretty quick at it, though. I'm just gonna warn you. I might beat you, but I will be a little gassed from the match. So
I saw a thing, Jamie, on
practice. I'm out of practice.
I saw a thing.
I saw a thing on
Instagram. I'm gonna send you a link later, Jamie. It's like it's a plastic gun with a big ass hinge in the middle. You put a beer can in one end, you put it up, you cock it back, and then you pull the trigger. It's a shotgun for shotgunning beers.
That's awesome.
It's so amazing.
It sounds like the most worthless purchase that I want to be a part of.
It took everything in my power not to buy it the second I saw it, because I was just like, no. But now I'm like, so cool. I should have bought it. I should have. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't send it to me. I will buy it.
Well, if you see that Facebook ad come up, it's not my fault. I'm just saying. Okay.
Yeah, not my fault. Alexa's listening.
Yeah, for those of you listening, go to our YouTube if you're watching. I'll have links for all those promotions and stuff down below. They'll be in the box down below. So definitely give them a follow for sure.
All right, so let's continue down the wrestling road, if you will. You and Trey Miguel look like you guys got a little bit of history, friendship. Can you kind of explain or dive into that a little bit?
Absolutely. Trey Miguel is actually I'm very fortunate to be able to call him like my best friend. Like he's one of my best friends in not just wrestling, but in life. And it's pretty sweet to have somebody who's probably the best wrestler in the world be your best friend. It's pretty. But it kind of all started actually right when I first started wrestling. Back, I trained at a different school, but he wasn't a part of the school, but he showed up here and there to get ring time because it was in Toledo, and that's where he was from. So that's kind of where we met. And he went and did his own thing, and I was, I wasn't really progressing where I was at, but then him and my first original trainer, Justin Carnes, they opened up a school in Toledo at Skull and Bones, and I was like, dude, I want to get better. So I went there and I became a member there and part of the team. And Trey took me under his wing as I was one of his kids, he trained me from the it felt like from the ground up because I was really, really bad before I went to Skull and Bones. So being able to make that relationship as a trainer and student was kind of where we started. But then it just kind of grew and blossomed into so much more than just that. He's some guy I Snapchat and send funny memes to every day. He's going to be one of my best men in my wedding.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, him, he's awesome, dude. I'm so thankful for him. For wrestling, obviously, because he's opened so many doors for me and
sure.
He's done a lot there. But dude, he's somebody I can lean on. When shit sucks, I can call him immediately. If I get off the phone here with you guys, I'll FaceTime. I could FaceTime Trey right now, and he'll pick up, and we can just shoot the shit. And he's in different time zone right now, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that's just the kind of guy he is, And I'm fortunate enough to have him have him to have my back, and that's pretty cool. I also got to share the ring with him a couple times, and I mean, to do that, like we've made some good matches out of it. So
Just recently, you guys had one.
we did, yeah. That was at the Monroe one, IWR. To me, it was one of my favorite matches I've had. Like it was so much fun. Like I will remember that one for a long time because there was nothing in the match that made me say like, "Damn, that sucked. We should have done that better." Like every single day, every single thing we did was just like, "Ooh, we're at it. Let's kick each other." Like it was
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know. I think you guys had one match on Impact that I saw, if I remember right.
Actually, so that match on Impact was what made me stay all the way for the entire year.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So we wrestled on Impact. It was like a 10, 12-second squash match.
It was short. It was not, yeah.
But I got to hit him like 3 times. And by doing so, it caught somebody's eye. And they were like, dude, all right, let's bring him back. Let's bring him back. Let's bring him back. And then that's kind of what happened. It took one move. It was a club to the back. I'll tell you what, though. Like, it sounded like a gunshot. Like,
well, that was when there was no crowd too, so you get the reverberation going on.
Yeah, absolutely. It was awesome. But yeah, like that was like another thing. Like I said, Trey opened up a lot of doors for me.
Yeah.
He opened the door there for me to go on to Impact, and he opened the door and I kicked it through. And if I didn't have him to have my back, like I don't know if I'd ever been on Impact. So I'm very thankful.
But give yourself a little credit too. I want to give it up to you because know it's like you got to take that. Because I know there's a lot of guys out there and a lot of I don't want to speak for everybody, but there we've gotten to know people who train wrestlers, right? And we talk to them, and there are people out there that expect things to be happening to them, and it's like you got to take that opportunity. You got to do it. Like you said, one move caught somebody's eye, got you to stay there with it. Trey got you in the door, but then you made that opportunity yourself. So I think that just speaks loads, not only to Trey, but to you, most definitely. So, it's like it's having that attitude too of like, yeah, it's going to be 20-second squash, but make the most of that opportunity. And look what it did for you. So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, you're right. Like I said, like he opened the door and I kicked it through. So yeah, but it's awesome. I'm very thankful for that relationship and chemistry that I got with Trey.
That's cool.
Very, very thankful.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, because I saw that on your cagematch.com or whatever it is. It's like, oh, it's one of his trainers, Trey Miguel. I'm like, and I saw you post about Trey. It's like, this is a great conversation piece. No, like it, and here's the thing, man. Like, I will jump on JJ's bandwagon.
Please do come join us in the flippy spinny shit land.
No, not that. I'm a technical wrestling nerd, but what I'm saying is like you've definitely carved your own path, and like we enjoy the hell out of you. Obviously in Journey Pro, we give you a lot of shit. I'm the Lion Tamer guy. I don't know if you know about the Lion Tamer guy, but as me, I yell Lion Tamer all the time, which we'll get into in a minute. But so you are really, really good. I think your goals are legit. I'm very goal oriented too, and like sky's the limit for you, man. But I have one question.
Yeah.
He's already prepped you for this if you haven't caught it. But go ahead, Jamie.
What's your favorite submission move?
Favorite submission move? Ooh. See, I have one that I like to use.
Okay.
It's like it's a surfboard, basically, like really what it is. I that's the one that I like and I prefer, or like a bear hug. I think those are the two that I would say that I use if I ever put it
old
into
school
a match.
there, bear hug. You don't see that often anymore.
No, I like the old school.
I like that.
Absolutely. Those are like my moveset. I think my favorite one, but it just never really fits for anything I do, would definitely be the Boston Crab. Or the Walls of Jericho, if you want to call it that. I don't know. That's what I know it as. The Walls of Jericho.
It's the Walls of Jericho. Yeah. No, the Boston Crab's fine, man. Like it's a cool move. It's not the Lion Tamer though. Did you happen to watch Dynamite?
This past week.
Yeah, with Jericho and Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I
Did you see the Lion Tamer? Oh my God, it was gorgeous, wasn't it? Like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm
did.
a
Yeah.
huge, I'm a huge WCW 1996 to 1998 Jerichoholic. Like the man of 1,004 holds, like that is my guy. And finally got a glimpse of it. The Lionheart. And yeah, no, I'm really big into that. So we've had some.
This is my life, by the way, Sam. You know, it's like literally everything revolves around the goddamn Lion Tamer with this guy here. You know? The thing is, he has promised Chris and Walter. Shout out to Walter. We love you, Walter. By the way,
Love you, Walter.
He has promised them he will stop yelling Lion Tamer at every goddamn Journey Pro show if he gets one, which he did, and then now the promise is he'll stop if he gets a Lion Tamer for the victory. So,
As JDX does one.
Christian Rose does too, and you're not happy with his, but
It's his is the Walls of Jericho, which still looks really good. I'm not gonna say like I like a good Boston Crab, but okay.
Let's move on, please.
Please, yes. Let's move on.
God,
So you've had a pretty good career of wrestling some amazing people. Who would you say are some of your favorite matches that you've had thus far? You've already mentioned Trey Miguel. Are there others that you really enjoy?
Yeah, absolutely. First off, I want to go back because I never got to say thank you, because that was really nice of you to say, like, I've kind of carved my own path and, I'm like very unique. That's cool. I really do take a lot of pride in that, because like I can do a lot of different things as a big guy. Like I can throw you, I could pick you up, I could do some cool flippy shit and land on you or something.
yes.
But I also can talk shit to the crowd and captivate. I don't know. I like to take the best of everything and kind of fold it into all what I would do. Like everything is something that Sam Beale would do, and that's something I like to take a lot of pride in. So I thank you for bringing that up. I didn't get the chance to do that. But some of my favorite matches so far, so I would say probably one of my favorite matches on Impact was getting to actually face Brian Myers. Like that was a lot of fun. We got to do that. But like I could sit here and name all of my Impact matches and be like, that was really fun. That one was my favorite. But that one probably sticks out the most to me, just because it was a good moment and a good story. Like it was good. So then a couple indies matches that I've had that I really am a big fan of. I got to wrestle Jason Hotch. He's actually recently signed to Impact. He won the gut check. Luckily, he's also one of my best friends as well.
That helps.
Also, so yeah, that does definitely help. Like every match we've had together, like it like gets better and better each time. Like we had a really good match, and I was like, oh man, that's my favorite. And then we had another one, like, oh dang, that's my favorite. And then we had another one. Like every time we wrestle each other, it's different, but it's the same. Like it's different meaning, but
Right.
different move. It's great. Like I love every time we wrestle. And then there's another one that sticks out to me as well. I had a match. Probably, I think it was like during the pandemic, like when there was no fans around or whatever, anything like that. Out at Eclipse Wrestling in Altoona, Pennsylvania, I wrestled Killian McMurphy. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. Do you know who that is?
I have not heard of Killian. No.
I don't think I've heard Killian McMurphy.
Oh,
Good.
man.
Go look it up shortly, though. Don't worry.
It's happening right now.
You definitely got to watch that one. It was It was a fun match. He like it's crazy. Like we became such good friends after the match we had, because it was just so fun and like we had good chemistry. Like his manager, his name's Dustin. Like dude, I feel like I don't think I've seen them much after the match, and like we still talk all the time. Like we're good friends. So yeah, those are the two that kind of stick out to me, and then the one on Impact with Brian. Like those are my three. Like outside of the match with Trey. Those three are probably the ones that stick out to me the most.
Oh, I've seen this guy. I know Killian. I have seen him.
Yeah,
before.
now I've seen this face. Like, okay,
I
know
see
who
him.
he is now.
I know him. I've seen him. So sorry.
Killian's
I had to Google it because it was driving me crazy. It's like, wait, how do I not know
He's
this
the
guy?
man, dude. Killian's the boy. I love that guy.
One other final question. We have a little thing we're going to do in a second, but one final wrestling question. How many states have you wrestled in? You said you want to get to 50. How many have you wrestled in?
Hang on, I'm counting.
A lot.
Around 15 or 16.
Okay.
And I'm actually crossing one off this weekend as well.
Ah, there you go. Which one is it?
West Virginia, baby.
Take
Do
you
you have-
home country roads.
Do you have one of those like
Girl.
USA maps that you can scratch off like the state?
I do. Here, I'll show it to you.
I was like, tell me you do, because that's like, yes. There you go.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Which one
cool.
which one do you think would be harder?
And the thing is, if when Journey Pro goes to Edwardsville, he could scratch off Kansas.
If we go back to Kansas, yeah, we do that sometimes in the fall. We usually do it around because they have a festival they do down there, which Journey Pro's got involved with. So you could have Kansas. What do you think is going to be harder, Hawaii or Alaska? Because I'm not too keen on either state's promotions.
I will say, I know that I would say probably Hawaii. For the sole fact that I'm pretty sure I've heard of a promotion called Alaska Pro.
Okay.
So, like, I could get ties into there. I mean, it's still going to be hard. Like, I'd have to get better ties. But
Yeah, that's a hell of a trip, too.
I've heard of that. So, like,
Okay.
I've never heard of anything in Hawaii. Like, outside of the Rock's TV show where, like...
would that count if you were an extra on the Rock's TV show? I would count that. I mean,
if I get paid, right?
Right?
We're done shooting. Hey, let's do a quick match real fast so I can check this off my list. Let's go. All right. Awesome. Well, cool.
Awesome.
Well, hey, you'll get there. You're a young man. You'll get there. No problem.
I'm only 24, so I got a long ways to go.
Yeah, that's not too shabby at all. All right.
Jesus. Yeah. A recent college grad. Again, congratulations on that, sir.
Congrats on that. And you're getting married. You just got everything's coming up. Sam Beale. Look at you.
Yeah. The flowers are blossoming. Now let's see if we can smell them.
Yeah.
All right.
As a man who's been married for 22 years, has 4 daughters, pull out.
Solid advice there, Jamie.
Least I could say.
All right. Let's pivot away from this talk, okay? So we like to do some stuff here whenever we have a guest on. We like to play some games. So now we call these impossible games, Sam, and Jamie's going to tell you why here. Jamie?
So we have these games. I have 2 different games for you today. And it's because I take a lot of copious notes while we're talking, as in like 5 lines. So the first game we're going to play is called Feud, Faction, or Fire. So basically that's FMK, Kiss, Marry, Kill, whatever you want to call it. So you have to choose one of these. I'm going to give you 3 options. You have to either you're a feud with them, like you're against them, you're a faction with them, like they're your buddies. And then third one is they're fired. They're Thanos from existence. They're gone forever. Never existed ever. Okay. So your 3: Luke Combs, Nickelback, and Mayday Parade.
I'll go feud, Mayday Parade.
Okay.
Faction, Luke Combs. And unfortunately, I'm gonna have to get rid of Nickelback. And here's why. I have Luke Combs tattooed on me right here.
You can't get rid of that. You can't.
And then I have Mayday Parade tattooed on me right here. So it's like,
It'd be very awkward. It'd be very awkward if you got rid of one of them and then there's a tattoo hanging out. So, touche though. That's why.
Somebody want. Hi.
Oh, we got a visitor.
Aww.
he is. Come on. All right, he is not as chipper as I'd hoped for. Hey, bud. He's like, no, I don't want to talk to you.
He's like, I'm good.
He's like, whatever. That bald guy's weird. All right, so that's why they're impossible games here. So,
yes, I got one last one.
You have one more? Okay, go for it, Jamie.
All right. You are on a desert island. There we go.
There he is.
You are on a desert island, sir, with your dog.
With her.
And you have a TV set. Okay? And you have one show that's on repeat nonstop. But then once a year, you can put in a movie or TV show and watch it once a year. What are your two shows?
And it can be movie or TV for either or, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, you could have a movie on repeat.
There's one media that's running on all the time, and then there's one that you can watch once a year.
The one that's
all you get to consume.
That's How I Met Your Mother. Easy. All day, every day. I mean, we kind of already talked about that.
I figured that one.
I kind of gave you a layup on this one.
That was a little bit of a layup, yes.
Yeah, it was kind of so.
The once a year, though, that's where it gets tricky.
That's the big one because, I'm watching How I Met Your Mother all the time. That gives you a wide range of emotions. It gets you to laugh. It gets you to feels, and it gets you happy and sad, all those things. So you got to make sure that once a year is something you don't feel during How I Met Your Mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to have to say, I think it'd be Step Brothers. I know it's it's my favorite. I'm gonna say Step Brothers because the amount of laughter that would come of watching that.
Oh,
that one year, every year I know there's my holiday. It's funny time. Let's go.
Especially you only get it once a year too.
Yeah, you only get. Yeah.
Good call. I think
JJ, what do you think?
Well,
what's yours?
We did this once before, so mine were
not with the incorporation of movies and TV. We just did movies.
Oh,
now
that's
we're
a good point,
opening up the
TV
pantheon.
Involved with it. Oh shit. Okay. I would. Oh god. See, now that's a whole nother wrinkle in it. Do you have one prepared, Jamie? Do you have yours?
Of course I do.
Can you do yours so I can gather all my thoughts with the TV shows on top of movies? Because the movies is
So my TV show that I could watch all the time, every time, is Stranger Things. Because it gives me the funny, it gives me the sci-fi, it gives me the nostalgia because I am old. It gives me all the things that I really enjoy. I could watch that and repeat. And the thing is, it's not done yet. I'll get another season in, and it'll be all good, right? Nonstop. My once a year, though, this is the one that always makes people just really with me, I would do a movie once a year. It would be Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Not Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the original with Gene Wilder. I love that movie. It's arguably my favorite movie of all time. Have you watched that, Sam?
I can't say that you're right. I don't think I'd watch that.
It's so good. It's nostalgic for me.
Which is interesting if you know Jamie, because he's a giant horror movie fan, and his favorite movie of all time, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
It honestly be between that and Hellraiser or Seven. I love Seven. I could watch Seven 1,000 times a day.
All right, I got mine.
All right, go.
So my all day, every day is going to be Psych, the TV show.
Ah, that good show.
I mean, I have a pineapple tattoo. Talking about tattoos for Psych. That's why I have a pineapple tattoo. Love that show. Love that show to death. And technically, the three movies that are associated could be lumped in with that show because they're continuance. I'm just saying. That's neither here nor there. my once a year would still have to be Empire, just because as it was before, because I'd still have to watch Empire. I still got if I had choice to get one other media, I had to get some Star Wars in there. Or, there's a lot that I could have for that, but
We failed. We didn't ask him, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? And there is a correct answer.
there's not a correct answer. What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
I know you're not gonna like it.
That's
Jamie
fine.
won't. I won't care. But go for it.
Oh, episode 3 is not bad.
I love 3. I think it's.
I think 3 is the best of the prequels by far.
By far. Way better than the other 2.
I will say this though, like I'm a prequel guy. Like that's just me because I'm a little younger.
Well,
so
you grew up. You probably grew up with that, right?
Yeah. And I always had the idea, like I guess I didn't watch it throughout high school, or I kind of like didn't, because I already watched them, so I didn't rewatch them. But rewatching them now, like nowadays, 2 is a lot better than people give it credit for. I think people hate on 2 a lot. And like, it's not, don't get me wrong, it is not even like close to being like the best, or even maybe even the top 3 or 4.
Right.
But it's solid. No, like it's solid. Like it's a good movie, and I like it. I like that one.
Okay.
I also like, but Phantom Menace is just a little bit too like, it's like awkward acting, and like it's just a little too funky.
It's unnecessary because here's my take on this, and Jamie has his own here, but Jamie really has thoughts about Phantom Menace, especially. But I just feel like, especially because 2 and 3 are so connected, right? It's older. Anakin it almost feels, to Jamie's point, unnecessary. It feels a little bit out of date because you're so earlier on. You give this great character Qui-Gon, you kill him off, which I understand why. I get the plot point, George, but it just being 10 years earlier, it just didn't really go with the same sort of flow as the rest. That's why I was just kind of like, like imagine they'd done that in the original trilogy, like Empire is all of a sudden 10 years later. It's like, well, that's gonna be weird, right? Or but this one in hindsight it wasn't really there. I have another thought, but Jamie, I know you want to speak about
mine's pretty simple. When we talk about, whenever anybody's ever asked me, oh, in what order should I watch the Star Wars movies? And it's simple. Watch 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
That's always his answer.
One has pod racing and Darth Maul. That's it.
One has probably Duel of Fates is amazing. One of the better lightsaber scenes. The song is amazing. Let's be real. Okay, Duel of Fates. Fair. Plus the ethos behind it, and I know I'm sorry, I'm going on a nerd tangent. I apologize, Sam, but the ethos behind it, because the Duel of Fates, it is literally his Duel of Fates, because Obi-Wan is like that older brother, and Qui-Gon is the father, and if Qui-Gon is the one who's going to train him, he's going to turn up in a way, but Obi-Wan and him almost, even if you look back and really watch it through episode 1, you notice that there is the butting heads that they have. The kid, who's this kid, right? It's like, I'm your student, I'm the guy. Why are you taking? He doesn't ever say that, but there's the body language, the implicit nature of it. It's the Duel of Fates. So quite literally, that fight was the determination of Anakin's life path.
Yeah,
I still think it's the worst of the 9, but I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm glad to hear that you are fond of 7, 8, 9. I feel like they also get a lot of hate from a lot of Star Wars fans, and like don't get me wrong, like I'm not a huge fan that 7 was really close to the same script basically as 4.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like I don't like how they had different directors for 8 and then came back to the other director for 9. But it's still like they're so pretty to watch on the screen. And like on top of that, like it's still Star Wars, man. Like it's awesome. It's still good.
It's a continued on with the story. I mean, of the 3, I think 8 is the best. I think 8 got a lot of unnecessary, hate. I don't even know why it got so much hate that it got, but whatever.
I enjoyed 8. a lot, actually.
I really liked 8, but it's continuous is going on. Here's my big thing is what I've told Jamie before. Now I don't know. Have you watched the Clone Wars, Sam?
I have watched. We've started it, but it's like hard to stick with.
It's a time commitment too, because it's a lot. I know. If you do stick with it, I will say this, because at the beginning of the pandemic, I was like everybody else, right? It's like, what am I going to do? And it's like, well, I'll catch up on a bunch of stuff I haven't seen yet, because there wasn't like, you didn't have all these companies just dumping stuff on these streaming services. So I was like, I got Disney Plus. I've always wanted to see this. I'll just start watching the Clone Wars. And I stuck with it. After you get through like the first, like, give it halfway through the second or third season. I can't remember, but you get a little bit into it. You start to get grasp. You start to kind of be like, because it's a little disjointed because it does bounce around. But once you get into it, it makes sense. And if you stick all the way through to it, first of all, that last season, the one that they came back and did like 6 years after the fact, is phenomenal. It is. I told Jamie just to go watch that by itself if he does nothing else. It is phenomenal. But I found that it does, at least for me, it was the thread that tied together the first 6 movies plus all this additional stuff they're doing now. Like Cad Bane. Like Jamie was like, who's that guy with the blue face and the tubes and stuff, right? You knew who he was, but you didn't really see him. And I'm like, it's Cad Bane. He has a huge part in Rebels, and he was first introduced in, this. So that's why I say I'm a total canon guy. I was like, I'll take it all, but it's worth it, but it is a time suck. It absolutely is. That's my soapbox. I'm getting
For
off
sure.
of it now.
Yeah, that's a solid soapbox.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
We open with Star Wars and close on Star Wars.
Jamie and I can get off on Star Wars for sure. So,
Dude, I'm fine with it. I love Star Wars, and this is kind of refreshing sitting here talking on a podcast. I mean, we could always sit here and talk about everything about wrestling, but we're talking about music, TV shows, Star Wars. Star Wars right now, like I said, that's my shit, dude. My YouTube channel, all of my suggested stuff is like conspiracies and theories. That's what I'm about right now. I'm in.
That's awesome. I was say, hey, go ahead.
So I do want to talk about Star Wars for a second, because my wife and I, we saved some money. God damn it, we're going down the Star Wars rabbit hole. We're just doing it. So my wife and I took my kids to Disney World last year. We did Universal, then we went to Disney. And our first day.
Keep going. I'm just.
We went. Okay. We went to Star Wars. We went to Hollywood Studios, bought lightsabers, built droids. Saw
Galaxy's Edge,
Millennium Falcon. Yeah. It was so much fun. I got 2 holocrons. We got Sith holocron and the Jedi holocrons. And I got that's gonna fall, but I got this.
Dude. I want it. Dude, I want it.
He's he's collecting lightsabers now is his thing.
I'm going to Disney now. You've already convinced me.
So I also have the my daughter, for her 18th birthday, we got her the Rey lightsaber, the one at the very end of 9. Yeah, it's yellow.
I love that one with the thumb thing too. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, and then I got this for Christmas actually, and then the other one is the Obi-Wan Reforged. It's the Reforged lightsaber, and I got that one there. And dude, you have to go. The blue milk's amazing. The green milk's weird, but it's just so fun. The rides are great. The
Millennium Falcon is there, for God's sake. That's all besides that's all I want to see. But that would be my intent. I want to be inside the Millennium Falcon.
Absolutely. I love Rey's lightsaber. It sucks that that's the last scene, is seeing her badass lightsaber. I want to see it kill people. But I love it. I love it. Oh man, it's so cool.
After this, I'll run and go grab it. and show it to you. It's bad. It's bad to the bone.
Well, we can go on forever on this. It's great to find another Star Wars nerd as well too. So another thing that we like about you, Sam. So we like to take a little time here before we go. We do want to give you the opportunity. You're entering Plug City, so feel free to take as much time as you want. Plug whatever you want. Your socials, upcoming appearances, anything at all. Please feel free. Plug away.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and do some upcoming stuff. I've got this week I'm at ASW West Virginia. And then next week I'm in Versailles, Indiana, for 2 different shows. Pretty pumped for both of those. My whole August is really busy. But yeah, I'm excited for them. I have a podcast of my own where we go over top 5 different things like we like one of them was heroes, and Obi-Wan was on my top 5 heroes. That's a little bit of a spoiler. But it's called the Little Spoon Snatchers, and we just talk about some random stuff, compete in little games. It's a lot of fun. Me and my buddies get to do. But yeah, you can follow us on social media for that, for TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the whole shebang for Little Spoon Snatchers. As for myself, I am Sam Beale 23 on pretty much everything, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. That's kind of my handle. Except for on TikTok, I'm Sam Beale 73. For TikTok, I like to post a bunch of match highlights and things like that on there. So if you guys wanted to keep up with the old career of wrestling and things like that. There was one more thing I wanted to say. I think I forgot, but I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Buy his merch on ProWrestlingTees.com/The Natural Sam Beale.
Do that. I know. The thing is, listen, like they were saying earlier, they give me a lot of praise, and I take that, and that's so awesome. But I think it's time for you listeners to jump on the bandwagon and start being part of the Permfection movement, because we're leaving the station, dude. We're going out to light speed, right? To light speed, and we're
Nice.
and I'm excited to see what the future holds for me, in the wrestling life in general. But like they were saying, just follow me on all the socials and be a part of it. So yeah,
Awesome.
That's about it.
Awesome. As always, links for all that down below. If you're listening to us, I hope you wrote that down. If not, you can check it out on our YouTube. We'll retweet all this stuff too. So definitely give Sam a follow. When you get a chance to see him, go see him live wrestling. Talk about some Star Wars. Throw him a Busch Light, and yeah, you will have yourself a good old time. So
I will make fun of you.
Skippy.
He will indeed.
I will.
That's fair. That's fair.
Especially if you're a 10-year-old girl.
12-year-old girl.
I'm sorry, 12-year-old girl. I can't gauge. I got no kid. Whatever. So thank you again for your time, Sam. We do appreciate you a lot here.
Thank you guys for.
No doubt. Thank you, everybody else. We appreciate you for giving us some of your time, giving us a listen, giving us a watch. If you're checking us out on YouTube, please, if you would, hit that like button down below. It helps us out quite a bit. If you want to hear more, subscribe. We have more of these interviews coming out here. We don't know when. It's kind of a mixed bag. We do them as we can, and so hit that bell if you want to be notified. We will be back on Thursday with our next episode of our weekly podcast, and we hope to see you guys at a Journey Pro soon, or somewhere else perhaps. Who knows? So Jamie, that's all we have. I'm gonna give it to you. Let you take it home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down with Total Spotfest, I have 4 words for you.
That was close.
Busch Light, sign him.
Absolutely. Busch Light, sign the Beelster. Come on, bring it in.
Most def. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Take care.
See ya.
Peace.